Have you noticed that there has been so many breakups and divorces and just overall confusion and pain in the area of relationships? Yes, I wanted to talk about this because I have had, in the last couple of years, I've had so many great opportunities to dive deep in my own experience to really learn what is happening on a spiritual level, for all of us as a collective in this area of life, relationships, partnership. And it wasn't easy. It was a lot of transformation and working through like that old programming and shedding and just purification of many levels of so much pain and suffering through learning and experiencing in real life. But now I feel like I see more clearly what is happening, that I did go through that transition myself, and I want to share what I have realized. So hopefully there is more clarity for you and it's easier process. So we're shifting collectively from the 3D level of consciousness, from like lower chakras that is based on the survival, into the 4D that is a heart-based consciousness, into the even 5D, like higher chakras level of consciousness, that creation, godlike consciousness. So in that process, yes, the shifting from those partnerships that were attracted, people who were attracted to each other, and relationships that were formed based on survival and fear and deficit compensation, these aren't going to work anymore. So in the past, two people could come together for the purpose of procreation, just connected on the sex drive, or connected on survival, like resources. Maybe like I want to connect, stay with you, marry you, go into partnership with you so I can source something from you, I gain something, I can survive, I am lacking something, and it can be material or it can be also emotional. It doesn't have to be the material, but yes, usually, like in the past, maybe like a more popular version of that, but not necessarily. It's like that women were more dependent in the material world, and then men would be more dependent on women, maybe in the areas of that, I don't know, based on the what is the word, just basic like life and like household things, or even emotional, as I said. So now this is not going to work anymore, because collectively we are shifting into heart center and even higher after that. So in 3D relationships, there are things like attachments and jealousy, and this inequality when both partners are not whole and complete in some ways. And it can be different forms of that. It doesn't matter, which form, but both of them are lacking something, either emotional or material. So it's not a mature soul, mature and whole, complete, and autonomous person, right? That's why they need someone else in order, yeah, to survive. And while this is all, we're not judging that. We understand that this is the process for all of us, for our parents to survive, grandparents, like it used to work like that. And it even, works for a certain period of time still now, but not for too long. Like more and more, if you look at relationships, if relationships are based on that, they're going to be destroyed again and again, and people are going through, one relationship to another, and like it just doesn't work. It's not sustainable, which is also okay, because we are again learning and growing all together as a collective. And before we shift to a new and sustainable, fulfilling form, yeah, this is the transitional time for all of us. So if there is attachment in the relationship, this is the 3D form of relationship. If there is jealousy, this is the 3. If there is like lack of freedom, or if in any kind of inequality, meaning one partner is more of a like important role, and another is in hierarchy, someone is higher, another one is lower. This is also the 3D, because in 4D, the relationship, because this is where the consciousness is like heart-based, so it's more about equality, but not necessarily in a way, that we both are, I don't know, let's say, 50-50 in material. It's not about that. It's more about that emotional state, how I see and view my partner. There is love and respect on the soul level. I'm not more important, or I'm ruling, making all of the decision because I think, like you are higher or you're lower. It's more that we are both equally important, and we rule, and we are partners, but maybe we rule in different areas, right? And on this level of the heart, because you are having love for yourself and you have love for your partner, you cannot make decisions that are going to harm someone else, because you feel it in your soul, in your whole being, that when you harm someone else, you're also harming yourself right away. It's impossible, to manipulate, to lie, or to cheat, or like all of this, any kind of disharmony towards another person. It's impossible to do and benefit from it, because you feel it, the cause and effect, the harmony. You are when in your heart, you can literally sense the harmony versus disharmony, balance versus disbalance. You are acting out of love towards everyone else, because you understand that it's you are one, and you're acting out of love towards yourself. It's the same thing, there is no difference. And because you cannot gain when someone else is losing, especially if you're in a partnership. So we are both ruling in different areas. We both are equal. There is love and there is respect. Both are complete and whole and mature and autonomous, independent emotionally, right? Like mature, there is emotional maturity. It's not about I'm going into the partnership because I'm lacking something, because I am maybe fearful into developing a certain area of my life, so I'm going to source it from someone else, right? This is not the harmonious way, or I am so there no one is a victim. In 4D, no one is a victim, no one is an aggressor or savior, no one is the main leader, no one is in deficit, but both are whole and complete, and both are emotionally mature. There is this understanding that I am a reason for everything that there is in my life. You take full responsibility, and yeah, so this is that difference and that shift that we all kind of are going through. We're learning how to really let go of those habits, and those ways that we see how relationships used to be in the past, where there is attachment and there is lack of wholeness, completeness, and freedom and responsibility. So in 3D, people, would, in a partnership, right, like blame each other for whatever, like that's not taking responsibility. They would be like sourcing whatever they're lacking from another person, and they would play this triangle of victim, aggressor, savior, and that is also not level of being whole and complete and mature. So we're shifting, and when we are able to be that source of everything that we need, we are going into those areas of our life where we need to grow. For example, maybe for a woman, who has been dependent on the man financially, she is going and learning how to create her own resources, right? And it's not about 50-50. It's not about that, but it's about that maturity, about going into the fear, about developing yourself as a whole being. It's still it's more about like that emotional growth, because if you are not developing some area of your life, there is a reason for that. It's most likely because you're fearful, or like there is some kind of it's like the ego is not developing certain area for a reason. And or for man, like if it's more of like the ego, the control of that, like I'm the main leader, like that sort of like aggression, so I have to be that important, more important someone, and you kind of in the household, you obey me, all of that stuff, the old paradigm. Or like there is like this competition within the family, when like ego and ego, and they're like against each other. This is based on, again, on survival, and ego is trying to survive within, like, or feel important within the family dynamic, and it's not the heart-centered level. So we're shifting from that. We're going into searching the area of life. What is it that your partner is like? What are they compensating for you? What is your area of growth? And this is where we're going, and for everyone it's going to be a different thing, right? So when you learn how to source that for yourself, like maybe it's you have to learn how to like source that even love and appreciation for yourself. Like maybe it is learning how to be more independent in the material world, or in the like on the basic of the household kind of world, or maybe that appreciation level, or like so many areas how it can look like. But when you get to the point where you feel complete and whole, and there's that self-love, this is where you're going to be able to also be with a partner who is on the same level with you. And 5D level of consciousness and 5D form of relationship, this is level of the creation and co-creation, level of spiritually mature people coming together to co-create. And they both create their own reality, and they co-create the reality for the benefit of a collective. It's like that magical, it's the alchemy, co-creation of two really advanced souls. And there is a deep spiritual love and respect. There is freedom. They don't really need each other. It's not based on need, but they are a greater power together. It's like 1 + 1 = 11, and it's no attachment there. There is no jealousy there. You're not trying to control anyone. You completely, there's so much love and belief in and trust in that soul's path, that you are not trying to, project or gain anything for your benefit. You're having so much love that you give complete freedom for that soul to experience and explore life in the way that they need to, even if it's like what you perceive as mistakes. Like they need to go through their own process. And there is so much maturity, spiritual maturity for both, that there is the complete trust and like a very advanced level of love that does not need to take anything, because both are complete. Yeah, just total love, respect of choices. And both partners realize that I am a reason and a creator of everything I have in my life. And from this spiritual mature place, partnership, like it really becomes like magic, but it also almost like, at this level, when you have where you're at this level of consciousness, you really don't have that huge of the desire to be with someone in partnership. It only is there if you have almost like a goal to co-create together, because you feel that being by yourself autonomously, you're sourcing already so much for yourself. You learn how to be complete on your own, like emotionally and in material life, that really it's not out of need. So that 3D level of partnership, because like for survival, like it's not going to be interesting for you at all. Like it's just not. Where you see someone who is like trying to get attached to you, when that person, like you might meet like someone who is a kind person, like good looking, like, interesting, like they have great qualities, but if you see that they, they're like not emotionally and spiritually mature, that they are in attachment, like they're in that unhealthy attachment, because healthy attachment, I'm not talking that, it's not about like, oh, I don't care about anyone. No, but it's more about like that inner child that is not healed yet, that is like, oh my God, if you're not around, I'm unhappy. If you're not around, my state is different. I'm suffering if you're not here. If you go somewhere for a month or two because you feel like this is what your journey is calling you, then I'm going to be suffering. That is an attachment. That is like that inner child that is still traumatic, and I'm sourcing something from you. That's why I'm unhappy when you're not around. And yeah, it's more about the ego. It's not the true and that like spiritual love that I say, because that on a level of really like true love means there's the truth and there is love. And when love is based on truth and not illusions of the ego, what happens is that because of that love, you are absolutely accepting choices that soul is making, because you know that this is their path, and you don't need anything from them. You're just accepting, as long as it's not harming you. If something, of course, like you have like that role for yourself to protect your own self from anything that isn't also heart-centered at that level. But it's like a vibrational difference. When you are at that level, you don't even attract, or you don't even connect with people who are trying to manipulate and like all of that stuff. It's not even there. You wouldn't even be attracted energetically to a person like that, even if they show up in your life for a short period of time. It's only maybe for them to learn something, for you to learn something very quickly, to like realize something, but there's not going to be an energetic match. So this is where we're going. This is our goal as a collective, to really grow into the completeness, the wholeness, to learn how to compensate, not like how not to source and how not to compensate from another person our own needs, how to become emotionally and spiritually mature, how to release the programs of attachment, jealousy, lack of self-love, codependency, and really, really spiritually mature, and have that both love and freedom all together in one form. When there is love and freedom together in partnership, this is where magic happens. This is where two people can really be fulfilled and sustain the relationship. Follow my channel to stay connected. Being a part of a community that is growing, that is spiritually expanding, is going to give you the energetic benefit and support on your journey. So thank you for your attention, and let's stay connected.